Hey guys, it's your friend No Name Trapper coming at you with another video. Today's video is about bobcat flagging. So a while back, I went to a demo by the famous Slim Peterson. I like Slim. I think he's a good guy, a lot of knowledge. If you guys don't know any of his background info, he's got the record for most cats in a season. So he's a pretty good cat trapper. Slim really broke it down for me, you know, with cats, and he said, what are sense-wise, what do you think their number one sense is? And a lot of guys were thinking sight. I kind of was too, but you think about it, a bobcat, first thing that'll attract a cat is sound, right? And so they use their hearing more than anything. Um, I mean, you can take a cat that's focused on about anything, and the right noise, you're going to get them to stop what they're doing and hone in on, that noise. So hearing, and then visual. Now, a lot of you guys, and then smell. Smell's third, and cats have better smell. Slim even said that than a lot of people give them credit for. Um, so there's the order, hearing, sight, smell. Okay, in that order. All right, so I got to thinking. I was watching. I've watched a lot of cat trappers. I was watching. I think Clint Locklear's cat collector video, and a lot of guys use wings and feathers for flagging, and there's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, I tried it for the first time this last year. If I could have kept the raccoons out of my sets, would have worked great. So I went to the city with the wife to go to Hobby Lobby and I think Target and a couple other places. And as you guys know, we as guys kind of dread those situations, but I try to make a day of it and find something to entertain me while I'm there. Well, last time she took me and we went to Barnes and Noble, I was reading books about animals, just killing some time, animal behavior. Well, this time we're at Hobby Lobby. I'm thinking cats, flagging, what can I come together with? So I got thinking about sound and sight um, and smell, all three senses that a cat uses. Okay, how can I combine those for a flagging option instead of just running one that's based on sight? And what really got me thinking about that, on like Clint Locklear's video, um, they were setting up the roads, because it was a nice travel way, good sight, but there was a bunch of brush off to each side of the road, and I got thinking, if a cat's traveling a ditch down there in the brush on the other side, they're probably not going to come to your set. They'll travel parallel lines running along the road a lot of times, and they're not going to see your flagging. Okay, so a lot of guys are using squeakers, which are a very great deal. It draws in cats, and a lot of you thermal hunters and night hunters can relate to cats reacting to sound. You put your calls out, and the cats come running in. Okay, so as a trapper, how can we compete with that? Well, I wanted something that got all three senses. There I am at Hobby Lobby, right? Um, Spending time with the wife and kids. Okay, well, I'm looking around and I found these. I'll show you here. Christmas decorations. You guys hear the noise they're making? Well, there's those jingle bells, essentially, right? Metal. I got the silver ones because they reflect the most light, I believe, and they stand out the most, in my opinion, with the light reflection and so on and so forth. All right, well, you got the hanging in, and then you've got the rattle inside. Okay, so I got thinking, I like this option. You've got visual, you've got sound, especially when the wind starts moving your flagging. Okay, so I like that idea. Plus, I got thinking, you guys see these notches here? You could smear some beaver castor or a skunk smell or something in there. So when you're hanging your flagging up from, I hooked together some fishing line, and I'll show you here in a second. But you've got sound, you've got your visual, and you got your smell, all at a higher elevation, so it travels better. So you guys see behind me off the side here, right over here, I can't point at it very well, but essentially I hooked that up. I hooked one in the tree right there. It's hanging from fishing line. One of these exact same things. I just used, you know, um, I think these are 1/2 ounce weights on the fishing line, about 2/3 the way down the line, and then at the top, I ran the cheap swivels. Okay, to so I can just loop it around, and essentially it'll work like kind of like a snaring thing where it'll singe down. So anyways, that is my idea for flagging. I do not know. There could be guys running this crap. I have no idea. It's just something I was thinking about while I was at Hobby Lobby with the wife and kids. Okay. So, long story short, I hung that up. You guys can't hear it. In my backyard, I'm built into the side of a hill. Okay, even if it's a windy day, the backside of my house where we're filming does not catch much of that wind. Like even during tornado-like storms, I've got little stuff up here on my patio that won't blow over. Okay, because essentially it's sandwiched in a little area with no wind. So you're not hearing that right now. But I do believe, you guys see it in the background there, you can see it's catching a hint of a breeze. I stuck it out a little further from the house. You can imagine that in an area that actually caught wind clinking back and forth, right? You're going to get that sound. Any cat near that area at all is going to hear that. And then if you've got it out in the open, you're going to get the visual. With it being hooked to a fishing line, you can hook it up to anything, whether you plant a branch in the ground or a pole or something, right, out in the middle of a field if you don't have a tree available. Whatever, you can hook that up. You can see it's moving a little bit now. Okay, that was my idea for flagging. You've now stimulated, if you smear some castor in there, you've stimulated the sound, the visual, and the smell. All three. You check all three boxes for a cheap price at Hobby Lobby and then your local fish store or your tackle box when you get home. All right, so just some thought for today. Um, I like to kind of think outside the box, and like I said, somebody could have this idea. I'm not claiming this. Is just I haven't seen it, but this is just kind of what I came up with today. Um, I think this will work really well, especially when you're in an area with a breeze. Like I said, it's breezy right now, but my trees up here on the hill built in the side here, we're not catching much of it. Um, I think this thing would be rattling away. I think you'd have some awesome visual, and I think the smell would travel quite a way, especially being up higher on the flagging. So anyways, guys, just some food for thought here. Cat flagging. I love trapping cats. If you watch your house cats, you know, you can learn a lot from them. You know, my wife's a cat lover, and so I pay attention to those cats just like I pay attention to the dogs. They'll teach you some of the stuff that, you know, out in the wild, they may be a little different, but they're still the same animal. So anyways, guys, that's today's video on flagging, and I appreciate you watching. I hope this helps somebody out, and if it gives you a better idea, fantastic. Tight chains, guys. See you on the next one.